My name is Gina Acosta, and I'm the editor-in-chief of Progressive Grocer. And I am super thrilled, super thrilled to have Dave Zilko here today. He's the CEO of Skinny Butcher, and we are going to talk about everybody's favorite category, hot category, plant-based foods and everything that is going on there. So, I think we all know that health and wellness trends are accelerating across the grocery industry. And, consumers are really taking a second look at the foods that they pick off the shelf, whether that's a physical shelf or an online shelf. So specifically, plant-based foods are red hot, and the demand for plant-based protein specifically doesn't seem to show any evidence of fading away. There's all this volatile pricing and shortages going around with animal proteins. And, there's concerns with health and wellness, especially after the pandemic, and animal welfare as well. So all of that is driving more and more consumers toward meat-free alternatives. So Dave is the perfect person to shed light on this trend of consumers demanding plant-based proteins and to talk about that category. Dave is a food innovator. He's the driving force behind one of America's most popular fresh salsas, Garden Fresh, which I used to personally, when I lived in Washington, D.C., buy at Wegmans, and I absolutely loved. And now Dave has his sights set on leveraging the opportunity in plant-based protein with his crazy crispy, crazy good Skinny Butcher nuggets, tenders, patties, and many more items. So Dave, welcome.
Thank you. Thrilled to be here. I really am.
So Dave, can you just tell us the origin story, your Only in America story, a little bit about that?
Sure. So real humble beginnings, born just outside of Detroit. And when I returned back home after grad school, I decided to start a specialty food company. So I did what a lot of entrepreneurs do when they want to start a company, don't have any money. I went and applied for a credit card loan. But I did so with Discover, who soon discovered two things about me. One, I had a ton of student loan debt, and two, I had no income. So they turned me down. So I did what a lot of American male entrepreneurs do when you're in a situation like this. I went to my girlfriend, and she must have seen something in me. So she signed for that. And people ask all the time, I did marry her and was still married to this day. So that was how innocently I got going in the food business. Struggled for a decade, 11 years, really, what I call my lost decade, and then met another struggling Detroit food entrepreneur named Jack Aronson at the Fancy Food Show in New York. And Jack was, up until recently, before I met him, operating out of a bankrupt restaurant just outside of Detroit. He's taken the bus to work because his car got repossessed. It was kind of a pizza place and salads and things like that. And literally out of desperation, he told me he was trying to pay his electric bill. He pulled out a 5-gallon bucket and in 15 minutes makes what is today Garden Fresh artichoke garlic salsa. So he and I decided to become partners with a bunch of other very talented people, figuring what could possibly go wrong, a bunch of flunkies from Detroit with the fresh salsa recipe. And improbably, we grew to be the #1 brand of fresh salsa in the United States. The goal was to get the company to $10 million in revenue one day. We actually had $110 million in revenue. And then finally, we sold to the Campbell Soup Company in June of 2015. And we like to call it a nice day at the office. So again, kind of an Only in America story, very humble origins for us. But we really stuck together. We really loved each other and surrounded ourselves with a lot of terrific people. And again, had a very nice exit.
So how did you come up with the idea for Skinny Butcher?
So it was kind of serendipitously after we sold to Campbell's. Jack went out and bought our old distribution center, and we were really big with high pressure pasteurization. Jack was a true visionary with respect to HPP. We got our first HPP machine in 2008 when most buyers could only spell HPP, really didn't know where it was. So he bought our old distribution center. He set up an HPP tolling facility. And unfortunately, in August of 2018, he noticed a tumor, a bulging in his neck, and it turned out to be a cancerous tumor. And we actually lost Jack last August to this. So he really fought it valiantly. I mean, traveled all over the world. He was just something else in that regard. So he asked me to get involved in this. because he needed to focus on his health. And I did. And by this time, he had switched to a very, very strict vegan diet for health reasons. And I was really intrigued by what he was going through and touched by what he was going through. So I was telling him about how intrigued I was becoming by the plant-based protein phenomenon and touched by what he was going through. So we decided with our creative director, Mike Griffin, who's also a partner in Skinny Butcher, to launch this brand called Skinny Butcher. And I remember the exact place where I was, where I came up with the name. And Mike and I have been working on the brand aesthetic, and Jack did everything he could to help us with the flavor profiles and product development, again, until we lost him last August. So it was really as innocently as that. 3 former partners who did something very special with Garden Fresh, still here in Detroit and trying to do it again.
So can you tell us what the feedback has been from retailers, buyers, and also consumers?
Yeah, so we are literally launching now. I think we're in 350 Safeways in the Mid-Atlantic region. And I only think the product's been there for a week or two. So I actually don't have any feedback from, sales feedback or anything like that. But our approach to launching a food concept is that we want to win on branding and we want to win on flavor profile. That's a long way of saying we feel compelled to enter the market with the very best product. And we define it by winning on branding and winning on flavor profile. So our approach to branding for Skinny Butcher, we kind of looked at the market and we saw there were kind of 2 classes of approaches here. One where people are hitting you over the head with a 2x4, saying this is unbelievable how much this tastes like real protein, animal protein, you'll never know the difference. And the other one is very muted and almost somber and very serious that, hey, we need to do this for the environment. And the environmental sustainability aspects of plant-based protein, that's a very serious issue. So a lot of people are reflecting that in their packaging. We kind of looked at the space, in particular what we're launching. We've got crazy crispy chicken nuggets, tenders, patties, and breasts. We've got kind of a double breading, which we think is an important strategic differentiator. And we kind of said, these products are fun. They're things people treat themselves to. They're things that, should put a smile on your face. So our internal brand personality, if you will, is that these are chicken nuggets, for crying out loud. This isn't serious. So we're trying to put a smile on our face with our branding. So we came up with the name Skinny Butcher. There's an old joke that says you never trust a skinny butcher. If he's skinny, he's not eating his own food, but he's literally winking at you on the package, saying that this is so good, even I'm eating it. You can trust me. And the butcher is the second most trusted person in the supermarket, right behind the pharmacist. And we're housing our logo, Skinny Butcher, in kind of a pop art cleaver. So we've got a tension between the progressive nature of this category. We're employing pop art elements, and yet we've got a retro butcher who's literally winking at you at the point of sale, saying, again, you can trust me, this is so good. We're employing thought bubbles, which are, the butcher, for every item, he's saying something sassy to you. He's saying something fun with you, developing a relationship at the point of sale. And the response we're getting from the trade has been universally positive. I think my favorite remark was a digital media executive at a national retailer. We were getting off a Zoom call, and he goes, look, I just got to say, I know I should be eating, adopting a flexitarian lifestyle. It's good for me. It's good for the environment. It's certainly good for animals. But I hate how every brand out there is leaf this and leaf that. He goes, Skinny Butcher, you guys aren't afraid to be who you are. You've got swagger, braggadocio. He goes, this brand just slaps. And I literally wrote it down. I will admit, I had to call my teenage son to say, hey, it just slaps. Is that good? He goes, Dad, it's cool. Run with it. That's a compliment. Dating myself there. But other than that, that has been my favorite response to this, but it's been very consistent along those lines. This brand is putting a smile on people's face. And then in terms of, it's meant to, connect through the point of consumption as well. So if you're a 10 or 12-year-old kid, do you want your mom bringing out some somber, brand out of the freezer, or Skinny Butcher, a winking animated butcher? Again, something to kind of put a smile on your face. So I was talking last week with a buyer who's looking at onboarding us. She loved the flavor profile, but she goes, more importantly, my 5-year-old, that's all he'll eat now is Skinny Butcher. Skinny Butcher. That. So again, branding designed to connect at the point of sale all the way through consumption, so far, just thrilled with the response we're getting from the trade.
So speaking of connecting with the consumer, right? Let's talk a little bit about marketing, social media, digital marketing. These are increasingly important brand building tools, of course. So can you talk about the innovations that Skinny Butcher might be bringing to bear in this area?
Yeah, it's really fascinating to me because when we were building, Garden Fresh a couple of decades ago, Google, Facebook, they weren't even invented yet. They didn't even exist. So this is a very new experience for us. At Garden Fresh, everything was at point of sale. So as we're embracing this new technology and saluting it, we're kind of saying what makes our brand special and how do we extrapolate that into the digital zeitgeist. So again, our brand is designed to put a smile on people's face. We think these are chicken nuggets, for crying out loud. They should be fun. So we want to have fun with it. So we're engaging with a bunch of digital media firms, and we're telling them to go ahead and have fun with this. And they said, what are you talking about? And we're saying, well, what if we had a Name the Butcher contest, which we're actually going to be starting in the trade with you guys at Progressive Grocer. And wouldn't that be a lot of fun? And what if we do something like have people take a picture of themselves with a Skinny Butcher product, literally winking, posting it on Instagram or something of that nature. And we have a contest along those lines for whoever has the most creative approach. They can either win a prize or will donate X amount of dollars to maybe a food insecurity charity. And the agencies we're talking about, we do all our creative in-house. It's me and our creative director, Mike Griffin, who's just our secret weapon, we call him. But our digital marketing agencies are saying, boy, things like that could really go viral. And you never really know, but one of them threw out an example that's akin to the Got Milk campaign where they have celebrities with, a white mustache. So I'm very intrigued by what's possible in social media and digital marketing. And we really want to try some innovative stuff. And we really want to have it consistent with our brand voice and our brand personality, which again is designed to be anything but serious, anything but somber, is designed to be consistent with what we think is the user experience of chicken nuggets, Southern fried chicken sandwiches, something people treat themselves to, something that puts a smile on people's face. And that's what we're trying to do with our social media campaigns.
So speaking of media, little birdie told me that you have something cooking with Netflix. So please tell us what's going on with Netflix. I'm dying to hear all about it.
Well, thank you. So let me take a step back to our Garden Fresh experience. And first of all, my partner, Jack Aronson, again, we tragically lost last August. He was a food savant. He had no formal training, no formal education, but he was absolutely brilliant at combining ingredients that had mainstream appeal. From there, as a business strategist, now it's primarily sales and strategy at Garden Fresh, I love the ability to control my manufacturing. That was very, very important to me. And as Jack's health continued to deteriorate, I realized I wasn't going to have him anymore to control our manufacturing. So we were looking for a partner, and sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, but we had befriended the Golden West Food Group. Run by Josh Solovi and Zach Levinson. And I went out to LA to meet them and showed them our brand aesthetic. And right away, they wanted to license the brand. And I said, look, I'm not looking to license the brand. I like to control my manufacturing. I want to be partners. So we brought them in as a very significant equity partner, and we gave them a contract to do all our manufacturing. And they're doing just a phenomenal job. So we developed the brand here in Detroit. We developed the products in Detroit. We give it to them and they commercialize it. And they're just doing an extraordinary job. However, I got so lucky to be associated with these people, I don't know. So they're obviously in LA. They do a lot with Walmart, and Walmart had a Stranger Things, which is Netflix's fourth or fifth most successful property in their history. And they're about to launch their season finale for Stranger Things this May. So Golden West was in touch with Walmart, and Walmart is doing a campaign. They're having 11 Stranger Thing products around the store. And they came to Golden West and said, we're looking for a chicken nugget. And Golden West said, well, we've got a plant-based chicken nugget that we're really proud of. So they ran samples over to Netflix. Netflix said, environmentally, this is on brand for us. We should do something plant-based. But second of all, they said, these are the best chicken nuggets they've ever had, either regular or plant. So we were very flattered by that response. So we are part of the Walmart Stranger Things promotion. It'll be in concert with their series finale, which begins in May. There's going to be 11 Stranger Things products throughout the store. We're going to have our Crazy Crispy Skinny Butcher nuggets co-branded with Stranger Things. And we met with Netflix and we told them, hey, we're a brand that doesn't take ourselves too seriously, so have fun with this. And they said, well, how much fun can we have? And I said, just knock yourself out. If you go too far, we'll tell you. So it was very interesting. One of the main characters in Stranger Things, her name is 11, and it's a sci-fi thriller about teenagers. And whenever she goes to this upside down world, she comes back and she might have a little bit of blood under her nostril. So we told them, go ahead and put some blood under our winking butcher nostrils. Said, are you crazy? I said, look, we're going to take a chance. We think our brand aesthetic and our brand personality is that we should put a smile on people's face. So go ahead and do it. And they did it, and we're going to run with it. So we're kind of taking a chance here, and who knows, maybe one day we'll be laughed at for this, but who knows, maybe we'll be saluted too. So we're going to take a chance with it, and we're going to be an end cap on at Walmart. It'll be nationwide in May, and Walmart is putting a point of sale sticker on the freezer door, and it's going to have a QR code, and a consumer can scan the code, and up pops on your phone a map that will give you a kind of a scavenger hunt in case you want to go around Walmart and buy other Stranger Things properties.
That is so cool.
Yeah, we're working very closely with Netflix, and and they're wonderful, by the way. One of the Netflix marketing executives came from Disney, and she said she's never seen Walmart get behind a promotion like this, even for Star Wars. So wow. We think it's a great brand building exercise for us. It's a great way to onboard us nationwide at Walmart. Walmart's really been great about it. Netflix has been phenomenal, and we'd like to expand the relationship with them even beyond this. But I think it's kind of breakthrough stuff for Skinny Butcher. Again, we're literally in launch mode right now. So for us to be, affiliated with Netflix in this respect, I'm really thrilled about it. It's really great.
That that is such a cool campaign. It's very cool, Dave. Seriously. I'm a big Stranger Things fan, so it's super cool for me, I guess. But anyway, last question. What else might be in the pipeline for Skinny Butcher at retail or, marketing wise or anything at all?
So it's a great question. So again, we're coming to market right now with Crazy Crispy chicken nuggets, chicken tenders, chicken patties, chicken breasts. Very, very soon, we're going to have sliders. So really excited about that. In probably about 3 months, we're going to have spicy items out of our Crazy Crispy nuggets, patties, and tenders. And then probably the third quarter, and this is something I'm really excited about, we're going to have fish sticks and fish fillets. I am thrilled with the flavor profile. We're having fun with our brand. On our fish sticks and fish fillets packaging, we're literally putting a sea captain's hat on our beloved butcher. And it's just putting a smile on people's faces when we share it with them. Again, this is a brand that should put a smile on people's face. We want the aesthetic to be fun. I love the flavor profile, absolutely love it. And it's been one of my biggest surprises with respect to the Skinny Butcher experience is how many buyers and brokers are saying, when's this going to be out? When's this going to be out? Because moms are increasingly becoming concerned about mercury levels in fish. And there's no mercury in this because there's no fish in this, of course. So we kind of got that covered. But sliders soon, spicy varieties, couple fish items. And beyond that, the Skinny Butcher brand was meant to be elastic. So it is appropriate for beef and pork and things like that. We're starting with chicken. We'll have spicy versions soon. We're going to branch off into fish. But again, it's designed to be elastic and really pass the test of time to a much greater extent than a lot of our competitors' brands are.
Perfect, Dave. Amazing. Thank you so much for being here and talking to us about all of this.
Love your style. Thank you.
Thank you. And thanks to everyone who joined today.
Take care.